This video is sponsored by Nvidia. And thank goodness that it is. Nvidia, they asked me if I would be interested in working on a little bit of a project. And we're going to talk about this project today. This is a dream project for me. I'm going to be working hand in hand with another build team, Cyclone. And we're going to be doing it in Minecraft RTX on Windows 10. But this build team, some good friends of ours are on that build team. Pearlescent Moon is one of them that I think a lot of you might know. So I'm very, very excited about it. But we're going to, the idea is, B-dubs, you pick an idea, a theme, something that we're going to build off of. And then the build team and you work together to bring it to reality, to make it happen. And then over a couple of videos. We're going to do 3 videos on this, which is going to be amazing, kind of showing the process. I'm planning on learning a lot from this. Let me get some diorite. Okay, got my diorite. Actually, let's do stone on the bottom here. I'm going to build this out a little bit so we can talk a little bit about this process. This will be a little more in-depth. We're gonna go a little more in-depth on this thing because it's something that I've always kind of wanted to do, is kind of share the process. But at the same time, during this, I'm going to be learning quite a bit because Cyclone is a fantastic professional build team, and they know a lot. They got a lot of wisdom when it comes to this area. So I'm learning as well as we do this, which is very, very exciting for me. I've already, just in the short time that we've been kind of planning and talking about stuff, I've been learning quite a bit. So very exciting process. Actually, before I get too deep into the build process, I want to let you guys know that Nvidia also sent me an MSI laptop with a 3080 graphics card in it. And that laptop is running the RTX ray tracing, full path ray tracing flawlessly. It's unbelievable. So I don't have to be locked at my computer while I'm working on this thing, which is pretty amazing. But so thank you, Nvidia, for that. Way too kind and too sweet. Actually, let's bring this out a little bit. Let's add some depth. We're going to bring this whole row. It'll be out here. But as I'm kind of throwing this together and kind of putting this concept together, I want to talk to you about the idea for this build. It's basically just come up with an idea, and the build team and I work together and we bring it to life. So the idea is, I want to make a city, and the city is going to be a mix that I haven't really seen before. I was thinking, what if we were in a world where the character and the cool, there's so much character in like Gothic medieval architecture. What if we were in a world where that never changed, where that was always a thing, where the medieval architecture stayed, and we didn't turn into just making big rectangular towers, and everything kind of had this character and this really cool architecture. So like little details like this, where you get, this is kind of what I consider to be something that's like, you'll see this in Prague or areas like that where the architecture is really cool. You get like these pointies all over the place. Something like this connected with a cyberpunk theme. And I should say cyberpunk, whoops, and then this would go here. A cyberpunk kind of technology. So it's very, old medieval architecture, but steampunk in the technology. So lights all over the place. That's one of the cool things about Cyberpunk, is that there's all these cool lights and cool advertisements all over the place. And I think the best, the fact that we have RTX here, we can really, really show it off, because at nighttime, check this out. So as the camera adjusts, you start to see what's happening. You never see this mix. Now, there is the mix of like steampunk, right? Where it's kind of medieval, but with some technology and stuff. I want to go very far high-end technology with, tons of advertisements, big numbers. Like you'll see like in steampunk, they put like big numbers on the sides of the buildings, little things that you see in like a cyberpunk style. Attach those to medieval architecture, and I think that could just be a really unique, cool mix. Something you don't really see. But this is something right now we're going to work on as this project progresses. We're going to work on this because there are some other lighting blocks. Right now, we have kind of this cyan color, which is fantastic. And we have redstone torches, which give off kind of a red light like this. But we're going to start playing. We're going to start really playing with the light and the colors. We're eventually going to get some more colors to play with. But I kind of believe that these two colors work very, very well for steampunk. Or not, I keep saying steampunk. I mean cyberpunk. For a cyberpunk style, these two colors kind of contrast each other very, very well. Another thing is you'll see neon signs all over the place. So let's get a pane. Let's get a cyan stained glass pane. And if you do something like this, there's some, with RTX, you see this cool, almost neon sign effect that happens from this. But as we get other lights, potentially we get some other light colors, it almost looks like a neon sign up there. See how that edge really glows and really shines? It's so cool. I love the detail that comes from stuff like that. But Cyclone has already been working on some things. So there's some things, and this is where working with a build team is going to be interesting because they are very experienced, and they talk to me a little bit about scale. Because this is a challenge, we have to create some limits. And one of the limits is that our size is a 300 by 300 area we can build in. So for this area that we're making to feel massive and big and kind of awe-inspiring, the Cyclone Designs team has felt like it's best that we shrink the scale of these buildings down by half. So I kind of made a design a little bit like this, and then, we've shrunk those down, and we're trying to take the medieval kind of Gothic feel and architecture and bring it down and still make it look cool. So here's just a little example, and then here is an example, and I'm not sure exactly which build team member, maybe Pearl made this, that of some of the potential cyberpunk mixture. So to create that large scale and get that very large feeling, there's going to be some super big, tall towers with a little bit more of a mix of modern architecture in there or futuristic architecture. These are potentially going to be some blocks that will turn into light blocks as well. So I know this is all kind of in-depth stuff. I mean, we're talking kind of deep here, but I feel like it'll be fun for us to go along this journey. Maybe you guys will learn something along the way as well. That's what I would hope, that this is just a fun project that we create. We create something that's never really been seen before. But anyway, here's another little example, and here's kind of the layout. Now, we've got the render distance. We've got kind of the fog set a little high, and that's something that we've set in order to kind of give that sense of scale. And I think it's awesome. But these are going to kind of be some holograms and stuff. And we'll go into that stuff a little more in depth later. But this is just some concept stuff that we're putting together to kind of get an idea. So here is kind of the feel of this half scale, right? Not a whole lot of character and detail put into it yet. I would love for this to show off really nice at night and during the day, because at night it's pretty dark and you miss some of the details. But maybe during the day we can add a bunch of foliage. That's another suggestion I was going to make. Let me make it day. So I think one of the easiest ways to add character into a building is you just start putting, we don't have any trees or anything like that in just yet, but you just kind of add in some, flower pots and stuff like that from time to time. And that's a nice way to give something just some easy character, especially when we're working on a scale like this. It might be a little bit difficult, but that can add to the daytime feel. I would love if this is a map that works really well during the day and at night. Obviously at nighttime, all these lights will pop, and it'll be like the wow moment, you know. But even during the day, I would like for this to be really cool. But yeah, here you see kind of the mix, and it's almost like a progression of this is the old city, you know, and as time moves on, things slowly progressed. And I was even thinking that some of these really tall buildings, which we haven't worked out, this is just something that Cyclone has kind of put together to get the idea of the shapes, right, and how it would feel, is on some of these, maybe we make it feel more like a castle, like on the top, almost as an homage to like the old style. I think that would be really cool. But this is the project. I mean, this is I'm so excited about this. Even just walking through this mock-up that they've kind of been working on. I think it feel so cool. Ooh, let's go back to nighttime. Okay, so these redstone blocks are probably just placer blocks for the moment, but look at the feel you get. Look at this feel. Oh my goodness. Oh. I mean, with the light color changes, this is something you never get in regular Minecraft. This is RTX showing off with, you get this super bright cyan color, and then you come in here, you get this super warm feel. Oh my goodness. It's going to be amazing. And then some really cool stuff in the center that we'll probably talk about in the next episode we do on this. But I also, Nvidia was nice enough to hook us up with a little giveaway. I'm not going to tell you exactly what we're doing a giveaway for just yet. I might announce that in the next video or the one after that, so make sure you check those. These are going to be a couple days apart, so make sure you check in. Hopefully, I think we're going to. I'm kind of digging in on this. I'm going to be playing at the PC and on the laptop quite a bit to help bring this together, and I know the build team is working pretty feverishly on it, but oh my goodness. Is this going to be sick or what? I'm losing my mind. This is a dream for me, doing this. I've already learned so much in just a very short time from working with these guys. They're so awesome. But yeah, anyway. Oh, guys, keep your eyes peeled. We're going to get building, and also give some suggestions if you got some ideas for some cool things we could do within this style. Don't change it up too much, you know. Keep it kind of along this theme, but if you have any ideas, let us know, because that could help give us some cool direction. Look at the medieval city in here as well. Oh, baby. Do we keep it all diorite? Maybe we'll change up some of the blocks. I know not everybody loves how beautiful perfect diorite is. Oh, it's such a beautiful block. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode. It's just to get your palates all wet and warmed up, because we're going to make some awesome stuff on here. I hope you're excited for it. And the finished product is coming sooner than you think.